So let's talk about business process flows today. So we talk about BPFs in the previous chapters where we just talk about how you can utilize your BPF on a record. So basically, a BPF is a tool which will help you to guide your users through a business process. So every organization got multiple business process. So now to make it easier to use this business process, we can just set up BPFs. So it is nothing but a visual representation of your business processes, which are displayed on your entity forms. You can see that there is a business process flow with the name lead to opportunity sales process on your lead form. So every business process flow composed of multiple stages, and each stage we have multiple steps. So the steps are nothing but fields of that particular entity, so that you just need to fill up these fields or a set of fields on every stage, so that indicate the completion of that stage. Then you can just move to the next stage where you'll have set of another fields to complete. So that's how we do. So every stage is linked to a sales stage category field, which you can select from a list option set. So by default, we got a set of business process flows or BPF for a set of entities like account, leads, opportunity, cases, etc. And then you can just enable it for the other entities. Only thing you have to do is you just need to configure an entity. In the entity properties window, we'll get an option under process, business process flow. You just have to tick it. You can enable it only once, because once it is enabled, you will have a set of relationship will be made with this entity. After that, you cannot disable it from the UI. So once you have this option enabled, then you can just create multiple BPF from your account. So BPFs are kind of out of the box functionality from your CRM system. So any power user like the manager, business CEO, business manager, system admin, system customizer can create BPF just like the workflows. So when you're trying to create a new BPF, it will ask for four basic details, just like the workflow. It involves the process name, the category, the entity name, the type of the entity like business process flow, the type you have to set like business process flow. So these are the set of fields that you set up, like process name, a category, an entity, etc. And then you just create the stages. So I'll try to show you how we can just customize an existing business process flow, and then we'll also learn how you can create the stages. It's pretty easy here. So these are the stages you can see as per the previous layout. The functionality didn't change much, but the layout changes. So here you can see one stage with the name refine, another one with the name categorize. And these are the entities. Entity here account, here also is account. And then these two stages, if they belong to different entities, can be connected with the help of a relationship. And every stage will have a stage category. And here you have the set of fields. So this stage is belong to entity, which I have configured that way. So these are the set of fields which are coming from the account entity. You can see the list of fields. So every field will have value and step name, and you can make them required. Value means nothing but the field name only. So you can change the field step name into anything else, and then you can add more steps here or fields here in a stage. And this is the second stage, categorize, where its entities account, stage, category, identify. Then you have the steps. Yeah. So like this, we can add the steps. Now the UI is a bit different, but the steps will be adding something similar to this one. So you can have your stages. So in terms of customizing the business process flow, you can just add more stages, add more fields. I mean, customize the existing fields and their properties, etc. This is what you can just do. So once you have BPFs enabled for any entity, you'll be able to access multiple BPF. First part is the enablement part. So in order to enable BPF for an entity, you just have to go to that particular entity in your solution. So here, if I just want to enable it for an entity, for example, for case, it will be already enabled. But assume it is not enabled for this entity. Just go to that entity.
Firoz, all good?
Yeah, and so here you can just enable that for a particular entity. So once it's enabled, then you can just create for multiple record. For example, here I am on opportunity for the matter. Click on process. So it will show you the list of processes related to that entity. So if I just click on switch processes or switch process, I can see the list of all the BPFs associated with the opportunity entity here. Opportunity business process, opportunity sales process. And then I can switch from one to another. So for opportunity, I got 3. This is the one is already selected. I can select another one. Click select. So what is showing here is this particular process, opportunity sales process, has been selected for that opportunity record for that many days. This one I have selected for 1 minute back, right? So every time when I just changing a BPF for a record, it will get saved and it is tracked for how long I have been using that business process flow. Okay, so once business process flow is enabled for an entity, there will be 2 fields will be added to that entity. One is the process name or process ID. Second one is the stage ID. So stage ID means ID of the stage, and process ID the ID of this particular process. That means we can identify which process and which stage has been active for that particular record of the entity. So I have just changed it, and what else I can do is I have an option to edit the process. So I can customize this business process if I have a power user privilege, any of the power user privilege. I can click on edit. But for normal business user, they won't be able to just edit it from here. They won't get that option at all. So this is the editable version of your BPF, the one which you just selected, the customizable format. So here you have different stages on which entity it is opportunity, and the stage name is identify. Another stage opportunity, stage name is develop, and then there is a conditional branching. If it is true, this one will indicate true. If this one is indicate false, then I'm just going to another stage called opportunity propose, and there is another stage on the no part, which is opportunity. So these are the stages. So I can just add more stages from here. You can click on this, add stage, add conditions, add data steps, workflow, all the steps you have. On components also, you'll be able to see the set of steps that you can add to your business process flow. You can drag and drop it and add. If I need to add a new stage here, I get the places where I can add it, and I can customize it. And then if I just select any stage, I get the properties for that. So the name of this one is propose. Category. This is a option set of sales category which I can select, and then which entity it is. Those options I can get. Once I set this detail, I can just say apply. So I can customize any BPF like this, and I can just cut an area from here. I have that option. I can copy and then paste that area. That is possible. Delete it. All this option I have, and the top I have an option to update it. So every time when you just making changes to a BPF, I have the option to click update. So like this, I can customize it. Whenever I make changes, I can update it. I have an option to validate this also. So validation will be successful. If I have any errors in any of the stages, it will show in red. That means it will be highlighted in red. So I can identify there's an error on that. I can clone a business process flow using save as option. I don't even want to give the name. The moment I click on it, another copy will be created. Then I can just go to this area where it will be written as copy in bracket, and then I can just make the changes and make use of it. So you have to, once you create a business process flow, you have to activate it for one time. After that, it will be always activated. Even if you make the changes, you just need to simply click update. You don't have to deactivate every time you make the changes. Just make the changes and click update. But if you just want to make this BPF not working for you, means disabling this one, you have to deactivate it. That means it will not run next time whenever anyone is changing the stages. And then we can just order this business process flows. We have an option here, order business process flows. That means when I have multiple BPF for a particular entity, I can order them. So for the opportunity, we have 4 of them. I can just order them like this. So that one will be appearing for you. And after that, taking the process option, I can just switch between the processes. Okay, like that. And then we have edit security roles. So they have made some changes over here. These are the list of all the security roles that you have in your system. Earlier, we're supposed to select the business security role here and then click configure. That means for that particular security role or security roles, this BPF will be enabled. So anyone with account manager sales, this particular BPF will be enabled. Everyone else will not be able to see that. Everyone else will be able to see some other business process flow. But now we don't have that option. Instead, if I just click on a business process flow, it'll take me to a security role, and then here I have an area, separate area for BPFs. So here I'll be able to see the list of all the BPF, including the one I just created recently, where I can just configure it for every options. Create, read, write, delete, append to all this option I can just select. Okay, so I can configure them. So that means someone can create this business process flow. They can customize it. They can make changes to it. All the changes you can configure it here. And so every security role has this tab, business process flows, that I can configure from here, from within the business process flow as well. Once you make the changes, and if you want to make it run, just activate it. Okay, so these are the changes you can do. If I just want to add some stage over here, I can simply drop that here. So this is a new stage. Click on that. I'll get the properties. I can just give a name like negotiation, for example, and then here I select that stage. I don't have such a stage over here. Which entity I can select? I can select any entity. If it is only on one entity, that is possible. So when you start a BPF, you will have one entity to select from, and then after that you can select any entity. So that entity which I select here has to be one with a relationship with the previous stage. For example, if I select opportunity here, and then when I'm creating the second stage, it has to be an entity with a relationship with the first one. Then only system can just identify how these two are connected. I can select this here and then apply. Every time when you make the changes, click apply. So I have added one new stage with a new, what is a new field, data step, which is not set. So I just have to select a field. So this will be a field from your opportunity. Click apply. Like that, I can go to comments, add more fields. I can order them whichever way I want. Drop it here. So at least one data field should be there in every stage. You can keep configuring that with the fields from your opportunity entity, which I have selected. I can change the step name if I want to. By default, you take the data field label itself. So you can see this order sequence. That means when I'm changing it, the sequence will change. So I have added a new stage, and then I have just added 3 fields. Okay, and then I can just activate it. All right, so once I just create that one and then refresh my page. So here, which BPF I have, opportunity business process flow. So here I have added one more new stage after develop. What is the condition here? Let's check the condition. So it is conditional branching within this BPF. So here we have a rule. Budget amount is greater than or equal to 1 million. 1 million is right. Sorry, 100,000. That's a condition. So if the budget is more than 100,000, so it will go to this area. Otherwise, go to the other route. So here budget amount not that higher in this stage. We don't have it enter it at all. So let me just select a bigger budget amount. Then I can see the negotiation stage here, right? And the propose also. So if I keep it a little less amount, then we cannot see that, right? So that is because of this branching. Yeah, so branching is happening, and you can see the new stage we have added here. You can see that. So here I have customer need, budget amount, actual revenue, etc. Then I can go to the next stage. So like that it is. So that easy it is to customize. So this is one place where I can just customize it directly from process and edit. If you are any of these power users or system admin. And then we have an option abandon. That means if you don't want this business process, then you can simply abandon it. Yeah. And if you want to create a new one, then you can always go to your solution. That's what we're trying to access. Go to processes, settings and processes. To set a process, I can create a new one. Just give a name, category, select as business process flow. So I would say like opportunity updated process, updated BPF, if I give the name like that. Category as BPF, entity I can select anything, opportunity for this time. And this is a schema name of the BPF going to be created. Click OK. So a new BPF will be created with a single step. Yeah, you can see it here, and then you know what to do, right? Go to comments. You can add it from here, or from here also you can add it. Add stages. Click here. Add stage. And then one field will be added by default. You just need to configure that. Then you apply it. At least one field has to be configured. That's the idea. Every step should have at least one field. And then you click it. And then you just activate it. For the very first time, you just need to save it, and then you have to activate it. After that, you can simply make the changes and update, and then you can activate it. So this become another business process flow for your opportunity record. I'm not going to add too many stages over here because you already got an idea about it. So I have created one. Now I can go to the form of an entity. That means here it is opportunity. Refresh the form, then you will be able to see that in the list, in the switch process list. I have to refresh it. Yeah, it's already showing here. So I can select that one, and it will be displayed on here. You can see that new process with 2 new stages. We have added only one field here, not much. So you can make use of it. Okay, so this is how you just create or customize the BPF.